Hey y'all on the internet, how y'all doing out on live stream land? We are talking cold weather.
Yes.
We have a weather impact alert for our area and across the country right now.
Yes.
They're being inundated with snow, sleet, ice, all of that.
So much, yeah.
We are luckily so low in the south that
Yeah.
we're not getting that much, but we're gonna have some really cold temperatures. So we
Yeah.
wanted to come online to answer any questions that you might have at home about this weather, and then to tell you what it's looking like. So Alexa, what is it looking like?
We really, you're right. We've been spared.
Yeah.
Compared to the rest of the country, we really lucked out. So much snow, so much ice up to the north. We were just too warm all weekend long. Not anymore though.
Right.
It is really
It's already
cold.
getting cold. I went out for lunch or for dinner and I had a jacket and a sweater on top.
Yeah,
and
temperatures.
some snow shoes.
Yeah, I know, we're literally. Temperatures are plummeting and they're dropping really quickly. That's our biggest thing, is just how cold it's going to be. We're not worried about wintry weather. No snow, no ice. Temperatures, though, extremely cold and it's windy. It's 29 degrees right now in Macomb, 36 in Mandeville, 38 in Kenner, 40 at the lakefront, 36 in Thibodaux. But it feels even colder than that. Our temperatures already feeling like the 20s and 30s and even the teens. And tomorrow morning it's going to feel like the teens both sides of the lake. So that's extreme cold for these parts. Dangerously cold temperatures for tomorrow morning. It'll feel like teens both sides of Lake Pontchartrain, maybe even the single digits farther to the north. The thing is, I mentioned, okay, there is no ice concern for sure. Bless you.
Excuse me.
No concern for ice. I know that was a big question. Are we going to see ice? Because of course we got rain today and yesterday. But a lot of that moisture that's on the ground is going to evaporate in time.
That's good news.
Yeah, because the winds are blowing very strong and that helps to speed up the evaporation. Temperatures are still largely above freezing, so we're going to be mostly dry. So the answer is no, we will not have ice on our roadways across the area. However, I will say there is a very small chance for our bridges, our overpasses, our shaded areas, any leftover puddles, any leftover ponding from the rain. If it freezes up, we could have some isolated slick and slippery spots tomorrow morning in the area. The concern for that is low across our immediate area, but we'll watch it. So tomorrow morning, if you will be hitting the roads, drive super carefully, walk carefully across like the sidewalks, things like that. But farther to the north, like Macomb, Mississippi, Kentwood and northern Tangipahoa Parish, northern Washington Parish, the risk is slightly higher that there could be some patchy spots of ice tomorrow morning on the roadways, walkways, things like that. And then of course farther to the north, like central northern Louisiana, central northern Mississippi, it's going to be icy definitely tonight into tomorrow morning north of our area. But the concern for us is low. However, of course, you want to be mindful anytime you get such quickly dropping temperatures after getting rain. And of course, the question is, again, do we have to protect our pipes? Yes. That's the thing. We really need to protect those pipes before going to bed tonight. Do it now before the temperatures really drop. Both sides of the lake, protect those pipes.
We're already getting a question. Just want to jump in here. Someone asked, do you think that power outages will be a problem down here?
Probably not. We haven't gotten any reports of power outages in our local area, have we?
No, but across the state and the country, millions across the country and hundreds of thousands across the state where it is icy. And the issue with ice is that it will land on the power lines. It will weigh it down
tremendously.
So if we don't have the ice, we probably won't have that issue here. But I was getting alerts from different energy companies saying that they have people on standby if and when that does happen. And aside from the weather, you're probably getting alerts from your children's school, your work. A lot of places are closed tomorrow, and so we have a full list on wwltv.com of what schools are closed, what schools are going to be doing virtual learning. So you want to go to wwltv.com if you want to check that out, just to name a few, because I have it pulled up right here. It looks like closed Orleans Parish, Jefferson Parish, Terrebonne Parish is closed. These are all for Monday. Tangipahoa Parish, schools closed. St. John the Baptist Parish, Plaquemines, St. James Parish, all those closed. And then when it comes to transit, New Orleans Regional, the RTA, they say that riders should expect possible delays on public transit and plan extra travel time, and you should check your app if you want to take public transportation. And there's some shelters that are opening too.
Yeah, definitely. Now my concern is back to the power outage question. You know, here when the wind blows, sometimes the power
if
does
you just
go
breathe
out.
on it wrong,
I know,
it could
right?
go out. Yeah.
Yeah, if you look at the power lines sideways, they might go out for sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
So be prepared for that.
Yeah, the power might go out because the winds are going to be strong. We could have gusts up to 30, maybe 40 miles per hour. That could knock out power. Not a guarantee. It's just something I want to put out there. Ice will not be a problem for us when it comes to the power outages. We have not seen any freezing rain. We did not see any ice accumulation in our area at all. Thankfully, that is a problem, of course, in northern Louisiana, like you mentioned, lots of power outages up there. But here we are still holding strong. Hopefully we hold strong with the winds gusting overnight and tomorrow morning, but it's still a possibility because of the wind gusts that maybe we get some power outages. Hopefully not, you know, hopefully we'll be good because we got those text messages that says they're working to make sure the power is strong. Yeah.
Right. And I'm hoping that it works out.
Yeah,
I don't want the power to go out.
Yeah, not with the cold.
You know, okay, I got another question. Someone says, do we need to run our faucets on the South Shore?
I do think so. So on the South Shore, temperatures are going to be dropping into the 20s. 28 degrees Fahrenheit is, what am I going to convert it to Celsius? Of course it's Fahrenheit, this is the United States. 28 degrees is when hard freeze conditions are met.
Right.
And I have a forecasted low temperature of 26 degrees on the South Shore. So it's close. I think we'll be fine, but out of an abundance of caution,
run it. The spaghetti stream,
the
they
spaghetti
say.
stream, because temperatures are dropping quickly, and you know the nature of our homes here. We've got the exposed pipes.
I just did a story about this. Okay, so I went to the Preservation Resource Center and I learned all about the homes here in New Orleans, the historic homes. And because they're raised, like you said, that wind goes on. They're made to breathe, so it's great for the summer, not great for the winter and these very, very, very cold temperatures.
If you have insulated pipes, you will be fine.
Right.
But most of us don't. So that's why we want you to run that faucet as late as possible tonight. You know, monitor the temperatures. It's 38 degrees in Kenner, 37 in Homa, 40 in the metro area, and they're going to continue to drop. So once temperatures fall below 30 degrees on the South Shore, which they will, you'll want to start that spaghetti stream
who wants
from
to
the
deal
faucet.
with broken pipes?
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
We don't even want to deal with water in a hurricane.
Right.
We don't want to deal with it now. Also, yes, protecting your pipes. Somebody's asking, does protecting your pipes means to run your water? And yes, that's what that means.
Yeah, and so I know
or to insulate your pipes.
Yeah, insulate the pipes. Another good thing, if you're really concerned about running the faucet, which we suggest that you do as late as possible tonight. You know, before you go to bed, don't do it now. Wait until the temperatures drop below 30 degrees on the South Shore and drop below 30 degrees on the North Shore. But another thing you can do is open up the cabinets, you know, to let the warm air from your home get
inside.
into the cabinets underneath the sink.
Are you a plumber
You know,
in your second job? You have to be when you're learning all this stuff.
Yeah, I mean, that's good advice, and the plumbers do recommend that, to open up the cabinets to let the air flow in there, the warm air from your home to get near the pipes.
Somebody just tuning in says, is black ice a problem for tomorrow?
I'm not thinking that it's going to be a problem for us. It's not going to be a widespread problem, but like this graphic shows, farther to the north, there will likely be some patchy spots of ice on the roads. Northern Tangipahoa Parish, northern Washington Parish, towards Macomb, Mississippi. North of Baton Rouge, there could be some slick and icy spots. But even in our area, even though that graphic says mostly dry, it's possible that any puddles or ponding left over from the rain we got, if it doesn't fully evaporate, there could be some slick and slippery spots. It's going to be isolated in our area, but it's not going to be a widespread black ice issue. But we're going to watch it though for our bridges and overpasses, shaded areas definitely where it gets colder. So you do want to be extra cautious tomorrow morning.
And just like the homes, for people to understand, like when it comes to the bridges are raised. Air is going underneath. That is why the bridges are usually a culprit for ice.
You know, exactly. It's funny because you drive over bridges, it doesn't matter where you are. It could be in Minnesota, it could be down in New Orleans. Any bridge that you go over, there's always a sign that says,
watch for ice.
Bridge might be icy in cold conditions because of that.
Bridge. Yeah, you got to be careful going over that tomorrow.
Luckily, our waters, like the Mississippi River, Lake Pontchartrain, all the waters are very mild. Like we're in the 50s. Like those are the water temperatures. So the water right below, yes, that helps to make sure that that things aren't as cold.
Oh, but if it was a freezing water, it would make it more susceptible to get to ice over.
Yeah, the colder the water certainly would increase the chances for there to be ice on the roadways above the water.
I'm so glad you got this degree in this knowledge of science.
And not to mention, like our ground temperatures are also pretty mild too. I mean, it's been like warm. Our ground temperatures are like in the 50s. That's why also the ground right on the surface, even our regular roads are straight up on the ground, have a less likelihood of freezing because our ground is also very mild too. So that really helps to eliminate the risk, but it's still possible. It is still possible. After saying all this, our bridges and overpasses across our area could be a little slick and slippery tomorrow.
And I'm sure that's the reason why some of these schools and businesses have decided to close tomorrow, because you just don't want to take the risk, especially if we're not used to driving on ice. Having a bunch of people not used to driving on ice is not a good thing.
No, definitely not.
In terms of these closures and things, there are shelters that are going to open. I want to just list some of those in case people watching know somebody that might need a shelter. New Orleans Mission is open. That's on Aretha Castle Haley. The Salvation Army, Low Barrier Shelter, and Rosenwald Recreation Center are some of the shelter locations that have opened.
Okay, good, definitely.
Yeah. Somebody is asking a question. Will traveling I-55 South in the AM be okay? 55 South.
Yeah, I think so. I think you'll be fine. I think you want to drive slowly tomorrow morning. I think the farther north you are on I-55 though, if you're like closer to, if you're in northern Tangipahoa Parish, if you're in southwestern Mississippi or northern Tangi, that's where the risk is going to be a bit higher for some slick and icy spots because it's getting colder there more quickly. So definitely drive slowly. The government, or I don't really know, the Department of Highways, I don't know if I want to call it the government, like the DOTD, they're going to be monitoring these conditions. If they think it's too treacherous, they will close the roads.
Right.
But I think the farther north you are along I-55, there could be some slick and slippery spots, mostly out of our immediate area. But even so, northern Tangipahoa Parish, you want to be extra careful. But the farther south you get, it'll be less and less of a risk. I don't think it's going to be too much to stress about, but certainly something we'll be watching all morning as temperatures drop. Just drive super carefully and slowly tomorrow morning.
Someone also asked about Delgado, if that's going to be closed tomorrow. I don't see it on our website yet, but if they send us an email, then we will definitely add it there. You can keep checking there, and also I encourage you to go to their website too to check that out. Somebody says if we get power outages down here, they will be very minor. It looks like, and you know, we can't see in the future. I wish we could, but according to your forecast, it feels like it might not be as bad for us, but not that far north of us. Those people that may be watching, y'all all will have to be careful tomorrow.
Definitely. And our biggest thing here is not the wintry weather, it's the cold. I mean, look at this wind chill forecast. This is at 8:45 tonight. People still out and about this evening. It's going to feel like the 20s already because the winds are going to be blowing very strong. It may feel like the teens farther to the north might feel like 19 degrees in Kentwood just before 9 p.m. tonight. And our wind chills tomorrow morning are going to be in the teens both sides of the lake, even the single digits farther to the north. That's what we're stressing is the extreme cold that will be here Monday morning and then again Tuesday morning. Luckily Tuesday morning the winds will be calmer, but it's still going to be in the teens and 20s on Tuesday morning. Teens north, 20s south on Tuesday morning. Those are the actual temperatures. So tomorrow morning though, that's when it will feel even colder because of the winds. So make sure you wear multiple layers of clothes tomorrow before you head off to work, or if you have school tomorrow, anywhere before you head out tomorrow, wear those multiple layers. You don't want to have exposed skin in this because the strong winds take all the heat away from your body. So the wind chill is definitely
hypothermia is real, and 2 people have already, I think, passed away because of it. So this is very serious. This cold temperature is very serious,
especially for our part of the country. I know farther to the north, they're built to withstand this. Here in our area, these really cold temperatures, they're bitter cold for us. They're dangerously cold for us. So someone farther to the north might laugh at that and think it's nothing, but for us, it's serious. It's going to be seriously cold tomorrow and Tuesday mornings.
Someone is asking about some road closures besides the Lapalco Bridge. I'll have to look into that. I don't have the answer for you. But I know that DOTD, there's a website where you can look to see what roads will be closed. I think right now roads are open, but I'll have to look at that, and I might get back to you on Facebook about that. And then let's see. Delgado is doing virtual tomorrow. I received a text from them. Okay, so there you go. Delgado is doing virtual tomorrow.
That's good. Yeah.
You know, we're running out of time here, but is there anything else you think people should know that are watching about tomorrow's cold?
So yeah, I just want to reiterate that the cold is our biggest thing. You want to bundle up. It's going to be incredibly cold tomorrow morning. It will feel like the teens, both sides of the lake, factoring in the winds. The secondary thing to think about is maybe some slick and slippery spots tomorrow morning on our bridges and overpasses, which is a thing that can happen more easily, like we were just describing. You know, there's nothing under the bridge that supports any real warming. It doesn't have the ground to warm it up. So that's why the bridges and overpasses are our key spots to watch for any slick and slippery spots. Also, any shaded areas, any puddles that don't completely dry up. You'll want to walk carefully tomorrow morning. Take it easy, take it slow, walking, driving tomorrow morning. But the biggest thing really is the cold and how bitter cold it will feel.
And on a lighter note, I put a post on Instagram. If you are making gumbo tonight or tomorrow, I want to see a video of it. I want to see your gumbo. I have not made gumbo here in Louisiana yet, and I need the tips and the tricks.
I know, right?
And I want to see your videos because I might put them on the news tonight. So you got about an hour to send me some pictures of your gumbo.
You know what? I feel like when you walk outside anywhere in the New Orleans area tonight, specifically, it's just going to smell like gumbo.
And also, if you're making gumbo, you don't save me some. But anyway, I do at least want a picture. Okay, send me a picture on Instagram at Whitney on TV, or send it to WWL, and we will post it later tonight. And that is all we have for you. If you have some questions, feel free to email us, but log on to WWLTV.com. We have all the latest info there about this weather impact alert. Thanks so much for watching.